Hello everyone and welcome to Michad's shooting channel. This is the review of the North American Arms 22 LR Mini-Revolver. Let's get started. This is a very small 22 caliber long rifle Mini-Revolver made by North American Arms in Provo, Utah. I don't know if you could see the markings there. But it's a single action design with a spur hammer, and the trigger down here doesn't have a trigger guard, so but it is a single action only, so that's really not a concern. If it was a double action, you would really want that trigger guard there, but with a single action design, that's not really an issue here, because you're going to have the gun cocked and you're going to have your finger on the trigger, so having a trigger guard to protect a single action really not as much of a concern with a single action revolver as opposed to a double action. So this is a really small revolver. It fits in the palm of the hand quite easily. North American Arms makes them in 22 Magnum, 22 short, and like this one in 22 rimfire long rifle. So it holds 5 shots. It has some pretty attractive wood grips here. I'm pretty sure they're wood, actually. They could be some sort of composite, I'm not sure. I've actually never taken them off, just because, the gun is so small that I'd be concerned that I wouldn't be able to get it back together. Excuse me. So, like I said, it is a single action only revolver, made out of stainless steel, 5-shot cylinder. You'll notice there doesn't seem to be any sort of cylinder release here, but it's actually kind of interesting how you take these down. You, on the end of the axis pin of the cylinder is a small button, and that activates a ball detent up underneath here that locks into the barrel, and that's what keeps the cylinder and the cylinder pin actually in there under recoil and everything. But so to unload the revolver and to load it up and eject the empty cases after you've done firing your 5 shots, you basically got to take the firearm to half cock, which pops the trigger out a little bit there and allows you to remove the cylinder. So you press the button inward on the end of that pin and pull that out, and that will allow you to push the cylinder out of the side of the gun. So then you just have the frame itself and then the 5-shot cylinder right there. And then you can see there's the front end of it. But 5 shots, and one interesting feature you'll notice is right here there are notches in between each cylinder charge hole. Now each notch is placed there for a safety reason. Now, as most people know, with any single action revolver without a transfer bar safety system like the Ruger, you need to carry the hammer resting on an empty chamber in case you drop the gun. Well, North American Arms has come up with a pretty interesting solution whereby after you've inserted the loaded cylinder, you bring the gun to not full cock but half cock, and you rotate the cylinder and align the hammer with one of those notches, and it just rests, the hammer rests on a piece of metal in between each of the charge holes, which allows you to carry a fully loaded cylinder of 22 LR with the hammer down without the risk of an accidental discharge if you drop the gun. So that's a really interesting and neat feature. I will warn you though, it does take some getting used to, so make sure that prior to handling the gun and dropping that hammer down on a loaded cylinder that you've practiced bringing it back and bringing it down slowly while rotating the cylinder to the point where it needs to be to align with one of those notches. Just make sure you practice it ahead of time. But as you can see on the end of the thing, there's that ball detent that when you press that button, it brings it down in, and it mates to a little hole there on the bottom of the revolver's barrel, so that keeps it from moving out during recoil, etc. So basically, for each shot, you're going to need to cock that hammer back, and that's going to allow you to pull the trigger, and you got 5 shots of 22 long rifle. With this gun, to eject the empty shells, after you've fired all 5 of your shells, you have to take the cylinder out and then use your middle pin and push them out manually. So it does take a lot more time. So this is not a revolver that you're really going to be reloading. This is more of a backup gun, or a backup to a backup. Some people on the forums term them the your get off me gun, but I mean they're really small. Like, you know, I have an average size hand, and the revolver fits, you know, right in my hand. It's a great little piece. 22 caliber is, you know, not the best cartridge in the world, but it's better than throwing rocks, as some might say. North American Arms makes a splendid product. I haven't had any issues with this whatsoever. At about, you know, 7 yards maximum, I can keep all my shots on a pie plate. I load mine up with CCI stingers for the first couple shots, and the rest are just round nose. The CCI stinger is more so just for the speed and the hollow point, and then the round nose for the penetration. But this is not a primary carry gun. I mean, this is a really deep cover, deep concealment gun for people that just, you know, want to carry something when every other option is exhausted and they just can't carry anything else. This is a great little gun. So to put it back together, you basically just put the gun on half cock, and you reinsert the cylinder there. Take some fiddling. Like I said, this is not a gun you're going to reload in the heat of the moment. So you got 5 shots, and that's pretty much it. And then you just install that cylinder pin and keep pushing, and it clicks right into place. And there you go. And you cock the cylinder, rotate the not cock the cylinder, cock the hammer, rotates the cylinder. And there you go. So that is the North American Arms 22 caliber mini revolver. MSRP for this one was about $210, and it's just a great little deep cover, and just a fun gun to shoot. Just a great gun to take out on the range and you know, have a great time with. So thanks for watching, and hope to have more videos for you soon.